Good evening, everyone. I'm going to wait just a few seconds to let more attendees trickle in because usually it takes a while for all the attendees to show up on our screen. But we're really happy you're here tonight. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful evening. We know you could be lots of places tonight, so we're thrilled you chose to spend your Tuesday evening with us. So I am Kristen Goodhue. I am the science writer and communications coordinator here at the Smithsonian Environmental Research Center. Welcome to our Earth Optimism lecture series and tonight's special bonus lecture, Elevating Women in Science with Stephanie Stack. Tonight we'll explore some of the hidden barriers that keep women from advancing in STEM, even though they perform just as well academically as their male counterparts. As a reminder, this lecture will be recorded for those who can't join live. You should all receive a link to the recording within a week of today. And we also have closed captions enabled for this recording. There is a CC icon, or there will be once I enable it, on your screen where you can activate the closed captions. And as another bonus, we are offering Spanish translations as part of this lecture, thanks to a generous gift from the Brick Companies. And finally, a huge thanks to our Director's Circle volunteers who organized this series and find speakers like Stephanie to join us. Your support, all of you attending here tonight, helps keep these lectures free and open to everyone. If you like something you hear tonight, we welcome you to join our team and chip in to support the series. And Sarah Wade will post a link below in the chat in a few minutes. Every little bit helps. And now I am thrilled to introduce our speaker tonight. Stephanie Stack is a marine biologist with the Pacific Whale Foundation. She studied marine mammals in Canada, Australia, Central America, and Hawaii. Her focus is on how human activities impact marine mammals' health and behavior, including activities like fishing and popular swim with whale tours. If you're a fan of whales, be sure to check out the recording of Stephanie's talk last week called Hope for Humpbacks. We'll post a link to that in the chat soon too. Stephanie has navigated a full-time career in science and the demands of motherhood, and tonight she'll reveal what it takes to empower even more women to advance as scientists. Stephanie, please take it away.
Thank you so much for that introduction, and thank you again to Director Circle and the staff who are running these Earth Optimism lectures. Thanks for having me. I'm really pleased to be here. And I'm going to share my screen with you all. All right, hopefully that worked. So tonight I'm talking about how we can all as a community elevate women in science. And for my presentation today, when I was preparing this, I pulled some statistics that are publicly available, either in reports or have been published in the scientific literature. And I'm also drawing upon my own personal experience. And the photographs that you'll see on my slides today feature the women that are part of the research team at Pacific Whale Foundation, or women who are receiving financial support from Pacific Whale Foundation to conduct their research. So you get to meet the whole team. So why do we need to elevate women? You might be wondering why this is a topic that CERC wanted to add to their lecture series this year. And evidence overwhelmingly shows that there are structural barriers in place to women in STEM fields. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And these are historically male-dominated fields that women have a tougher time breaking into. I'm going to be discussing today the Leaky Pipeline. And this is a graphic to illustrate what I mean when I say the leaky pipeline. This is not a term that I invented. The leaky pipeline is used fairly widely to describe the phenomenon of women not advancing to leadership roles in STEM or science fields. And the pipeline means that along each step in the traditional career path in the science fields, women drip out along the different stages that happen, meaning they're lost to the field and they don't continue advancing. And dripping out, it can happen by choice. Some people simply decide this field isn't for them. They're not happy in it, don't enjoy the work, and they choose to leave and pursue something else. But the problem that we're going to be focusing on today is when it doesn't happen by choice and when it's impossible for women to advance due to a lot of different struggles that they'll be facing. And this is a global problem. The leaky pipeline is not exclusive to North America or to the USA. Although a lot of people on this call are North American, this truly is a global problem. And the countries with the highest percentages of female researchers are in Southeast Europe, with approximately 49% of women in research positions, followed by the Caribbean and Latin America, with 44% of female researchers. By contrast, some countries in Southeast Asia have very low percentage of women in research positions. For example, in Japan, only 14% of researchers are female, and in the Republic of Korea, only 18%. So globally, women have come near to achieving parity with men at the bachelor's and master's degree level. And really the latter stages of the career is when we start to see the gaps widening and widening. And I'll discuss each step along the pipeline. Overall, we see that females account for less than 1/3 of researchers worldwide, with very few women in leadership or decision-making positions. And the most senior positions, for example, university chancellors or the director of a research institute, they're very unlikely to be women. So the leaky pipeline means that women face biases and structural barriers at all turns within the scientific community. This includes publishing their research, finding funding to conduct their research, and hiring and promotion to senior positions. A diversity in our labor force leads to a diversity in thought and ideas. And so increased gender and racial diversity will benefit scientific progress because we'll have better innovation and diversity of thought. So this is a problem that exists and that needs to be addressed quite urgently. Female researchers, for example, are more likely to consider gender in their own research, which leads to better research outcomes and products. Women, for example, have come up with better designs for seat belts and airbags by having crash test dummies that are built like women, when traditionally these were all shaped like men. Female researchers have also developed safer drugs by including female subjects in toxicology tests. So a few fast facts for you just to illustrate how widespread and pervasive this problem is. Women have won only 22 of all Nobel Prizes awarded in STEM subjects since the Nobel Prize began being awarded in 1901. Generally, women in science are paid lower salaries than their male counterparts. Men typically publish more scientific papers than women do. And men cite themselves quite a bit more, 70% more often than women do. As children, on average globally, girls outperform boys in science test scores. Men are more likely to feature in STEM roles in movies and TV shows. I'm sure you can all think of some examples there. And globally, women make up about half of biological scientists, but are less likely than men to be in positions of leadership. And here are some facts that relate to applying for jobs, getting hired into jobs. Companies that are hiring for STEM jobs rated candidates with a female name lower than the exact same application, but submitted with a male name. Similarly, They rated female applicants that had a 4.0 GPA, which is the highest you can get. They scored them the same rating as a man with a 3.75 GPA. So the bar is different from men and women. In that same report, they noted that females received less credit for participating in prestigious internships. And on average, men feel that they should apply for a job or a promotion when they meet only 60% of the stated qualifications. But women are more hesitant to apply, and they will only apply for a job or promotion if they meet 100% of the stated qualifications. In this report, they also noted that the exact same application could be submitted with either a male name or a female name, and the female applicants were rated significantly lower than the males in competency scores and hireability, as well as whether the hiring scientists would be willing to mentor that student or not. When they were looking at starting salary offers, the scientists in this study offered a lower starting salary to the female name applicants than the male named applicants. And this is true for the hiring manager, regardless of if they were a female or a male scientist themselves. And some more examples, what this looks like when drafting a reference letter. Reference letters written for men are 4 times more likely to mention their publications and twice as likely to have multiple references to their research. In contrast, reference letters written for women are 7 times more likely to mention their personal life. And reference letters written for men are more likely to emphasize that person's accomplishments, whereas references written for women are 50% more likely to include adjectives that describe their effort rather than accomplishments. And I'm not suggesting that this is intentional. These biases are not intentional for the most part. And it's certainly not a conscious desire to impede the progress of women in science. But research studies have shown that people's behavior is shaped by implicit or unconscious biases. And this comes from repeated exposure to cultural stereotypes, pervasive cultural stereotypes that portray women as less competent than men. So now let's explore the various career stages and how this problem accumulates. In elementary school, for example, there is a gendered math gap that exists. Research has shown that there is no cognitive biological differences between girls and boys when it comes to math ability. But girls lose their confidence in their ability to do math by the 3rd grade. And we're not really sure why this happens, but one theory is that female teachers can themselves have math anxiety, perhaps even stemming from their own childhood, that they pass on to their students. And if this happens, then the students will falsely assume that girls need to work harder to achieve that same level of competency in math as boys do. This is very important to address systematically because in order to do a science degree in university at a later date, children need a very solid foundation in math and science, especially when they get to the high school level. And this is another report that was published by the US Department of Education, where they surveyed high school students about their career expectations and how they felt about science, technology, engineering, and math subjects in school. From a 2015 survey, the number of male and female students who said they enjoyed mathematics and science were somewhat close, but there were more males who reported liking math and science than females did. And I think this number is so staggering, really. They asked 15-year-olds, do you expect you'll have a STEM career by the time you are 30 years old? Yes or no? And 26% of the male students said yes, that was a possibility. 7% of the female students said no, they cannot picture themselves having a STEM career. Okay, and the next step in the pipeline, so to speak, is the transition from high school into university or college to pursue an undergraduate degree or bachelor's degree. So these are some numbers that I pulled from that same from the same site, from the National Science Foundation's statistics. And you'll see me present the next few slides here, these statistics among the different levels of the pipeline. So this is female and male representation among bachelor's degrees in STEM fields, where the pink bars are female, people who self-reported as female, and the blue bars are people who reported as a male. And you can see that women have earned the majority of bachelor's degrees. And this trend has been the case since the early 1980s. So while women's share of bachelor's degree does vary by scientific field or by discipline, this chart here is a general idea of the trend, and it represents all of the STEM fields pooled together. So keep this one in mind as we progress through the next few slides. Remember this trend. More pink bars to blue bars, right? So the next step along the career pipeline is usually getting a master's degree. And here is the same type of chart for female representation among STEM master's degrees from the same data source. And you can see a similar trend here as with bachelor's degrees, whereas more females are graduating than males. And keep this trend in mind one more time as we progress on the next step through the pipeline towards getting a PhD. Now here in the chart, you should see a difference. And this is quite an important stage where this happens, because the PhD is really considered the gatekeeper credential in STEM fields. If you want to achieve a leadership position, especially in academia, as well as for certain high-level positions in government or industry, you need a PhD in order to do that. And so this chart here is a particularly important indicator of where women are dripping out in that pipeline. So although more women are pursuing bachelor's and master's degrees in STEM fields, here we see that the numbers are changing when it comes to who is accepted to a PhD program and completing a PhD program. Both of those things are critical in the pipeline. And keep this chart in your mind again as we progress through to getting a job as a researcher. So the next step is being hired and working as a researcher. And here again, you'll see a change that's happening or emerging a trend. So you can see the loss of women from that research career path is depicted more clearly here. After the PhD stage through to being hired as a researcher, and this trend continues through to the highest organizational levels. This is the highest level that I could find data for, so I don't have a chart for the next stage in the pipeline, but you can imagine that this trend will continue. And this is only people who are working or who are hired. It doesn't show you here the difference in compensation between male and female researchers, but I do have some data on that. In 2021, among PhD graduates who received a permanent job offer in the United States, men reported a salary that was on average $22,000 higher than females reported. In addition, male candidates for a lab manager position, which is a manager in a research lab. Male candidates were rated as significantly more competent and hireable than identical female candidates, and they would have been offered a higher starting salary. So you can see that this issue is still happening today, and it's quite pervasive. There's also an impact that women receive if they choose to become parents. So this is a chart here that shows scientists that are male and female and their earnings impact from having children. So on the y-axis, or on the left bar, it shows earnings impact, where the 0 line is no change at all, and the negative numbers is a negative trend in your compensation. So the light blue lines on the top 2 lines that emerge on the graph, these are both for males, and the dark blue lines on the bottom are for females. Both of these are researchers who are working. And you can see that for males who have a child, either through birth or adoption, there's no earnings impact. Their compensation does not change, and nothing changes for them really when they choose to have children. But for women scientists who choose to either give birth or adopt, you can see when they have their first child, there is a staggering change. This is amazing how the earnings are decreased for mothers who are scientists. And if you look on the bottom, this is the number of years that this trend persists. You can see that women do not make up the difference in a 10-year period, which is what this study covered. And who knows how long it goes on for, perhaps their entire career. So women are impacted quite significantly if they choose to have a child while maintaining a research career. In fact, one of the reports that I reviewed for this presentation showed that over 40% of women faculty, meaning they're employed by a university, choose to leave their academic field after giving birth to their first child. And that's likely because they just cannot make it work, cannot balance both of those things. Okay, so now we are reaching the end of the pipeline, and you can see here that the pipe is getting very narrow. There's not much water making it through to the end. So this is a leadership position in science, of becoming someone who's quite senior within your organization. And this is the stage that very few women make it to. So becoming a principal investigator. Scientific field, being a principal investigator means that you are the person in charge of a research group or a research laboratory. The PI, or the principal investigator, is the most senior team member in the lab, and they're responsible for all the research that's being conducted by their team. So among principal investigators, more than 70% of laboratories in science, technology, engineering, and math fields have male principal investigators. When you compare people with comparable backgrounds, women are 10 to 20% less likely to earn the title of a PI compared to their male peers. And PIs have to get funding to conduct their research. That's an important part of the job. So on average at universities in the United States, startup funds offered to women PIs are $500,000 less than those that are given to their equivalently qualified male counterparts. In addition to this, when labs have a male PI, those PIs are less likely to include female graduate students or to hire female postdoctoral trainees to work in their lab. So the difficulties that women face in academia often center around these overwhelming and unreasonable expectations to perform at or often above the level that their male counterparts work at, while also adhering to what are really outdated social norms and expectations that the women in the family are responsible for the bulk of housework and childcare. It's kind of lose-lose situation for many women as we try to balance family and a scientific career. And I will offer some hope and some solutions in just one more slide. I think it's worth noting that the COVID pandemic has exacerbated this problem. Unfortunately, the research that's coming out now shows that the output of women in science, and this was measured by looking at the first or senior author of a published paper, that has decreased in the year 2020 and onward compared to the previous years. In addition, surveys that interviewed women in science report that female scientists with young children experienced a substantial decline in their time devoted to research during the pandemic. So scientific publications are absolutely essential for a career in science. And we know now that the COVID-19 pandemic has amplified the existing gender disparities in the publishing process. And obviously, these issues were not generated by the pandemic. We know that these are pre-existing stresses to women in science that were exacerbated by the pandemic. So there are restrictions that were placed on female students, researchers, PIs, everyone in the pipeline due to things like school closures, lack of childcare, and increased family responsibilities. In the pandemic, they also had to maintain their level of professional responsibilities from pre-pandemic. So it's quite a difficult situation. For me personally, I really struggled with this during the pandemic as someone who has a young child at home, and I can really relate to this issue. So what are we going to do about this? What can we do as a community to elevate the women in science, technology, engineering, and math fields? It's important to know that the answer isn't just adding more water to the pipeline. So increasing the flow of water to a leaking pipe doesn't guarantee that more water is going to make it to the other end of that pipeline. What we need to do instead is fix the leaks. And it's very important to say that women alone cannot fix this problem. So the onus cannot be on only women to confront gender bias in our society and to fix this problem alone. Truly, everyone has a part to play with this issue. There are changes that you can make. I hope that everyone on this webinar will, by the end of today, feel like there's something that they can do to support women in science. So we're going to discuss some potential solutions to this problem. And again, the solution is to patch those leaks. So for young children, one thing that we can do is find role models or be a role model for children. And that can be real life role models, real scientists working, or popular culture role models. So for example, characters on TV or in movies. For parents and educators, I encourage you to really explore the scientific world with your children. Encourage girls to explore STEM subjects and don't discourage them from things that are traditionally masculine topics. Children are really natural scientists. They love to explore and they have a lot of natural curiosity about the natural world. So we as role models or as guardians, parents, teachers, we can stoke that curiosity and make sure that they continue to pursue that interest later in life. And why does it matter to have role models on TV? You might think that sounds a little bit silly, but there's some research that shows it's important. So if a girl, for example, sees a woman on TV in a STEM career, she can see herself in that role too. Representation really matters. And researchers that have surveyed girls and young women in middle schools, high schools, and college, they said that 4 out of 5 respondents reported that seeing female characters in science and technology careers was important to them. So ways that we can encourage children in this direction: we can watch nature documentaries together. You can read them books or magazines about natural history, for example. You can get these from libraries. Libraries have tons of free resources available that we can use. You can promote scientific curiosity at home, do home experiments to test different hypotheses. You can get outside and explore nature together. For example, one thing that I do personally is I use the app iNaturalist, and we can go around our backyard and take pictures of the different plants and animals that we find and learn about what they are. So another solution to patching these leaks is to reduce the incidence of sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is prevalent in the scientific field. I myself know many people who have been harassed by their manager, by their formal supervisor in graduate school, by a professor. It happens. And so we need to tackle this problem more systematically and make sure that sexual harassment is not driving young women away from this field. So organizations need strong policies in place to address sexual harassment when it happens. A gender balance among staff helps this issue, as well as regular preventative sexual harassment training. Institutions also need to have strict punishment in place for perpetrators. I think we've all heard stories about people who we knew sexually harassed their peers or their students, but they got away with it because they were bringing in a lot of grant money or performing really high quality research for that institution. This cannot be accepted anymore. No matter what kind of research you are performing, you can't keep someone who's sexually harassing people in your laboratory or in your organization. We also need adequate reporting systems so that girls and women know what to do if this happens. They have clear pathway for reporting harassment when it occurs. And another way we can patch the leaks is by providing mentorship. We can find mentors to either formally or informally provide mentorship to younger people in the field, for example, early career researchers or students. And these mentors are people who are more established in their field and can provide some coaching or some training to their up and coming peers about things like when and how to take career risks, how to negotiate better pay, how to deal with imposter syndrome, if that's an issue, and how to boost their skills in things like that might be holding them back from advancing, like leadership skills or grant writing skills. So these mentorship programs can be incredibly effective. And I myself have really benefited from mentorship from a few different people in my career so far. And I think it's important that we then pay it forward to others. Another thing that we can do to patch these leaks is improve your academic or workplace culture. So a lot of people leave the field or leave an institution, drip out, because they don't feel safe or comfortable in that workplace. So things that organizations can do are offer training on unconscious bias and discrimination to anyone who manages or supervises people or does hiring. Organizations should not tolerate bullying. There should be transparency regarding promotion criteria and the pathways for advancing. And this helps to address some of that unconscious bias where people were ranking male candidates as more competent or more qualified than female candidates. So rather than this being subjective, it needs to be very clear cut. How do you get promoted within this organization? Organizations should also be actively encouraging women to take on leadership and management roles, giving them opportunities where they can. Spousal hires are another institutional policy that can help. Spousal hires means that if one person of a partnership is hired at an institution, that institution can consider their spouse or their partner for hiring as well. So they can get 2 researchers at their organization. This offers some stability for the partners because if 2 people are working in the same field, for example, 2 researchers that are married, this is described as a 2-body problem because it's an issue to get hired in the same city or the same location. And oftentimes when 2 people graduate and are looking for jobs, it's the female who makes a sacrifice because the male of the partnership, if this is a traditional male-female partnership, the male will get a great job offer and the female will often make a career sacrifice to trail along behind their spouse. So spousal hires at institutions can help to address that issue and make sure that women can stay retained in the field, for example. And also institutions or managers should be putting females forward for awards within professional societies or within that organization and for career opportunities when they become available. So really institutions have to commit to creating a safe space and institutional mechanisms that can incubate solutions arising from the problems that we've discussed today. When we, men and women both, are aware of the bias that exists in these areas, we can work towards addressing it and not falling into that trap of unconscious bias when we're looking at staffing or promotion, who's being offered leadership opportunities at organizations. So, and lastly, initiatives that support work-family balance can help to alleviate that toll for parents in the field. So that's true of both males and females alike, but especially for female scientists that have a family. If the institution can provide some balance for work-family balance, it can help to counteract that drop in productivity and drop in compensation that can occur for women. Something else that we can do is amplify the voices of women. And I think a lot of women on this call probably have experienced a scenario where they are interrupted at work or talked over at work. I think that's a very common dynamic. Women tend to be given less credit for their ideas in meetings, for example. And the strategy of amplifying women's voices is something that is attributed to the female staffers working in the White House during the Obama administration. The women who worked in the White House noticed that when a woman made an important point or made a suggestion in a meeting, their point would often be ignored or shot down. And so the women staffers got together and came up with this strategy to support each other called amplification. So when a woman made a comment or a suggestion in a meeting, the other women staffers in that meeting would repeat their idea, giving it support and giving credit to the source. They would just amplify the message. And they found this to be an incredibly successful tactic. So I think we can learn a lesson from this and amplify the voices of other women around us. Amplification is a team effort, so we all have to help each other out here. And this does not apply just to women. Men should be allies to women and amplify our voices. So some examples here of how we can amplify women's voices. You can actively promote and share their work, share a link for a website, a blog post, a podcast, for example. You can make introductions to other people within your network. You can publicly endorse a woman's idea, of course, making sure to give proper attribution to the person who came up with the idea. And you can also make space for women's voices. This is very true at conferences and panels, for example. There's a trend that's called manels. And this is when conference organizers will put together a panel of experts to speak on a subject, but that panel consists of entirely men. So we call them manels. So the organizers of the conference should be mindful to make space for women's voices and making sure they have a diverse representation. But also, we can all play a part here. So if you were a man and you were invited to participate in a panel, men should ask, well, what is the gender balance on this panel? And if it's all men that are being invited, men can decline the invitation or say, I'd like to suggest this person instead, who's a female researcher. I think they have something new to add, a different voice for me to add. So it's important that we amplify the voices of women and also make space for them. Another thing that we can do to patch these leaks is for organizations to implement diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. And the organization Lean In, that's an organization that conducted research into gender balance in the workplace. And they found that for every 100 men brought onto teams and elevated to a management position, for every 100 men that happened to, only 72 women experienced the same thing. And this is not in the STEM fields, this is just in the business world, just organizations across the board. But it's important to see that this trend is happening at the manager level. And in their survey, they reported that men hold 62% of manager level positions, while women held just 38% of manager roles. So even when women are being hired at equal rates, they're not being promoted to manager level positions. And that's largely due to this implicit bias about women in the workforce. And you've heard me say this before, but in another survey on managers in traditionally male fields of science, the male applicants were consistently recommended to be given higher starting salaries and given a more positive evaluation for their job application than sample employees with female names. So organizations should hold themselves accountable to creating clear and specific goals with diversity in mind and developing timelines for 5 years, 10 years in the future. These changes don't happen overnight. So it's important that we're planning forward and making sure that we take the appropriate amount of time to create change. But really, in these organizations, the senior leaders need to be held accountable towards making gender equality progress. Can't always be people at the bottom fighting for change. It needs to be that the senior leaders of organizations are held accountable for making this change happen. Another way we can patch these is by offering greater institutional support for families that have young children. And as an example of this is my daughter at her first scientific conference. So work-life balance is a huge challenge for women in any field, but especially for women in science, where we don't often work a typical 9-to-5 type of schedule. It is in the interests of both the female scientists with children and also the institutions that they serve to implement a more expansive and more accommodating childcare support. So this can look like a flexible work schedule, supervisors and managers that encourage work-life balance. One way that we can encourage work-life balance, for example, is by setting meetings during typical work hours. If we set meetings for 6 p.m., for example, mothers are going to be at home with their children for the most part, and that meeting isn't accessible for everybody. Another way institutions can support parents who are scientists is by offering paid parental leave. A lot of institutions in the US don't have great maternity and paternity leave policies, and this could really be improved upon. This is one reason that a lot of people leave the field. They simply can't afford to take unpaid maternity leave, or they want to be at home with their children and just can't afford it, or they may not be able to afford childcare in order to go back to work. So paid parental leave and subsidized, and I mean heavily subsidized childcare will really ensure that women can continue their scientific careers during those childbearing years. In addition, in our field, organizations or nonprofits, for example, can offer grants or financial support for women that need to travel with their children for work. Scientists often have to travel to do field work or to attend scientific conferences, and often put in a very difficult position of having to choose to leave their children at home or to stay at home because they have no childcare. So offering financial support for women with children to do these things will ensure that they can be retained in a scientific career longer. Now, you've heard me talk today about unconscious bias. Unconscious bias is there, it exists, but we're not aware of it, much like me and this whale in the picture here. And so the term unconscious bias describes when we have attitudes towards people or associate them with stereotypes without our conscious knowledge. So we're not doing so on purpose. It's implicit or it's unconscious. So there's a link here, and maybe Kristen can drop this in the chat box as well. And if you'd like, you can click on this link and take a test to learn about your level of unconscious bias. It can be very eye-opening to do this test. Research by scientists at Harvard University into this subject showed that even individuals that consciously reject negative stereotypes about women in science often still believe that science is better suited to men than women at the unconscious level. So if you click on the link to do this implicit bias test, it'll take you to a page with a variety of different test types that you can take. And I will recommend that you take the one called Gender and Science, and maybe also the one that's called Gender and Career. I found these results very interesting when I did them. And the test is completely anonymous and free, so you don't need to worry about that. And lastly, once you're aware of the biases that you have, and most people do, so that's okay. Once you're aware of them, you can take steps to address them. So simple steps like actively learning about female scientists and engineers by reading books about them, by visiting a Women in Science exhibit or watching a webinar. And these things can help to give you more accurate information about women in science who we are and what we do. Also, there is some research that shows having positive images of women in science in your setting, so in your office, in your classroom, or in your home, having images of women doing science can reset your biases simply by being exposed to them more often. Okay, I have a few final remarks to make, and then we can do a Q&A. Inequality in the STEM fields is not a women's problem. This is a global issue that everyone is equally responsible for. For women in science who are in the field, being vocal about our experiences, whether good or bad, just talking about them can empower others, inspire others, and help to bring about change. So I encourage everyone to do so. And lastly, if you are a woman in the STEM fields and you've made it to a certain degree of success, don't forget to send the elevator back down. This is an analogy for you make it to the top and you send the elevator back down to the ground floor. So that means supporting other girls and women in science, mentoring them, giving them advice, doing what you can to be an ally and be an advocate for others. So it's our turn to inspire the future generation of women in STEM. And I want to acknowledge that there's some amount of gender bias that is due to misogyny, but a large portion of this is not. It's not intentional. This unconscious bias can be very subtle, and of course, it's unconscious. We're not aware that we are doing these things. And many of the people who are perpetrating the leaky pipeline, if they are made aware of what they're doing, they would want to change. So these are the facts that I want you to remember. Equally competent women in STEM fields are viewed as less competent because of their gender. And if that fact surprises and alarms you, which I really hope it does, I urge you to become more well-read about this issue and to share the work of women in STEM as widely as you can. Be an advocate and be an ally. And on that note, I'd like to extend a very heartfelt thank you to the CIRC Directors Circle, in particular Bruce Green, for suggesting this topic and for giving me this platform to speak on. I'm really grateful that CIRC thought this topic was worth offering a bonus lecture in their series this year. And I'm incredibly impressed that they also decided to offer the Spanish translation so that this is more accessible to others. If you'd like to take a screenshot of this so I can provide it to anyone who's interested later on, these are the references for the facts and statistics that I presented throughout my presentation today. And that's it. Here's my contact information if you'd like to reach out to me or to learn about the research that's happening at my organization or make a donation to support Pacific Well Foundation. And I'd like to state that all the scientific research that is shown in the pictures throughout my presentation done at Pacific Well Foundation is conducted under research permit. And that's it. I have received a lot of support along the way from different mentors, colleagues, managers, supervisors, collaborators, and I wouldn't be a PI without that support and mentorship. So I'm really grateful for everyone who has supported me along the way, and I'd like to say thank you to them. And lastly, I want to acknowledge that my talk today was only about women in science and only in a binary definition of gender as well. Women are not the only researchers who face barriers and biases in the STEM fields, and these problems that I discussed today are magnified even more so for other minority groups. But I'm not the best person to speak to that topic. So I hope that CIRC decides to keep this conversation going in the future. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Stephanie. So before I get to the Q&A, a few things. One of our attendees had said the slide with the references was kind of grainy, and Sarah suggested, like, could you post that slide up again, share that slide with the references for just a little bit longer so more people can see?
Yeah, sure. I'll do that right now.
And we'll try to see what how many links we can collect from that to share in the recording when that email goes out. And also, if you are interested in humpback whales and marine biology, we can post a link to the recording of Stephanie's whale talk that happened last week. That was another Earth Optimism talk about conservation of humpback whales. So Sarah will post that link in the chat pretty soon. And also, if you like what you heard tonight, your donations help us support this series and keep it free and accessible to everyone. So we're very grateful to the BRIC companies for enabling Spanish translation. We're grateful to our volunteers who find speakers like Stephanie. If you would like to be part of that, please feel free to donate. Every single dollar counts. You help make this possible. So with that, Stephanie, I will go ahead and start asking some of the most popular questions. First, from Deirdre. When you stated statistics for women in STEM, she noticed that Southeastern European and Caribbean countries had rather high statistics, well over 40%. And she was wondering, does that have anything to do with countries that have a strong matriarchal society influencing that?
Yeah, that is a good observation. I thought the same thing when I was looking at those numbers. And the report, it's from a UNESCO report about women in science. And the report didn't get into reasons for those trends in the different countries, but I think you might be right. I think there might be something to that where I think that it's possible that fewer people overall are studying STEM or studying science really in certain countries. And as an artifact of that, women are more heavily represented. That could be the case for some of the countries that I mentioned, like Latin America, for example. They have fewer researchers in general than North America, for example. So it might be an artifact of that, or it might be something societal there that that we need to learn from.
Sorry, I did not realize that I was on mute. The next most popular question was, one of our attendees is from the Philippines, and they want to know, personally, how do you balance your work as a researcher with your life as a mother? Given that, as you pointed out, being a researcher takes a lot of time, you don't work a typical 9-to-5 schedule, and also sometimes you have students to guide. This attendee also said he or she, they find it really amazing that some of their colleagues can manage to do both. And for someone who doesn't have a family of their own yet, they say, I find it stressful and it discourages me from having a family of my own. Could you speak to that, Stephanie? And also thanks to Judith for your response. Her input was, the most important thing is having a partner who does half the work at home. Choose the right partner. Stephanie, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, this is such a good question, and I could probably speak for another hour about this. But yeah, there's a lot to it. I think luck plays a big role, to be honest. I've had wonderful support from the people around me. I have a partner who's very supportive of my career and does more than half the work sometimes, and supports me in all my endeavors, and is happy to help me balance childcare with travel and conferences and field work. And aside from having a partner who's supportive, I also have great family around me who supports me in my career. And for example, my mother-in-law is watching my daughter right now, so I can do this webinar, and I'm not sure what I would do without her. Yeah, I really am surrounded by a great support system, and I think that's crucial. It's absolutely intimidating, and something that's worth consideration when you're considering starting to join this field or not. And I know a lot of people in the research career have postponed having children to a later age because really your childbearing years overlap with your most productive career years in a way. It's quite unfair for women, not so much for men who have a much bigger childbearing period in their life. So I know a lot of people who have postponed having children or have had to make difficult decisions about the number of children that they would like to have in their family. Each person or each family will have to make those decisions for themselves. There's no one size fits all solution, but you really do need a lot of support around you from your institution and from your community at home. You can't do it alone for sure. And so we all as a community should be looking to support mothers in science and doing what we can to help them out.
Yeah, it's in America, the nuclear family has really become very, very common. And yet we're discovering that it really does take a village to raise a child, especially in households where both parents work. But you're right that having that family support network from extended family and from your institution is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And it shouldn't be just the parents who are advocating for these institutional support or for community support. So if you're attending a scientific conference, whether you have children or not, you should be asking, do you have childcare provided at this conference? Do you have a space for nursing mothers? Being loud about these things and applying some pressure, sometimes what's needed to catalyze a change.
I'm going to combine two questions for our next. So I think there were a few questions about the first few charts that you showed that were about the ratios of men to women in getting STEM degrees at the bachelor's level, the master's, and the PhD level. And there was some surprise that the stats only went up to about 2015. And so is there a reason that the most recent study is from 2015 or 2014? And are there any stats available for after those years?
Right. Yeah, that's a great question. I know that a lot of this type of work does struggle to get funded, and there are some big organizations that do this type of research, but for a lot of smaller nonprofits, for example, they have struggled to get funding in the last few years. And just like many fields of science, the pandemic has exacerbated this, of course, and made it more difficult to study this type of topic because there are confounding factors happening. I presented a number of let me just pull up that slide with my references again. I presented share my screen. I presented a number of different data points from different papers, and you can see here the year is listed for each paper. So I do have some more recent statistics as well. The more recent papers tended to focus on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and facts just strictly about gender bias in STEM fields tended to be pre-pandemic research. I think that's because a lot of funding that's been available lately has been to study the COVID-19 pandemic. But you can see here that I had data from 2022, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. So there are many different years here, just depending on which study it is you're looking at. So in short, this topic is still being studied, is my takeaway there.
Fair. And of course, the COVID-19 pandemic, all the data from 2020 and 2021 is going to be weird.
Exactly. Yeah, no matter what you're studying, it's throwing another factor in there for us to deal with.
This next question might be a little broader than your talk. It's not so much women in STEM focused. The attendee is wondering, like, they think it may be important to raise everyone up. Is there a way to demand that media companies portray strong female, gay, trans characters all together? Are there ways we can take proactive steps or other resources that show a more like comprehensive love and acceptance of all these groups?
Yeah, absolutely. Representation matters for everyone. I think that, we can choose to take in that type of media and give it, readership or give it viewership. And those numbers, those metrics tend to be very important in making decisions about what gets renewed or what decisions are made for the media. So I think making sure that we give them our attention and our support, vocalize those things. You can also write to the different media companies and provide your feedback. Companies like streaming services, for example, do consider customer feedback quite heavily. So by consuming that type of media that shows a diversity in who's featured, and also by talking about it and verbally supporting that type of media. I think that's how we make that change happen. It's similar to the amplification strategy, really.
Yeah, I'm reminded of the talk that we had last October, our big finale lecture with Catherine Hayhoe. She talked about the importance of casting a shadow of like not just having habits in your own personal life, but also talking about those habits and how they've impacted you. And so like we can talk about supporting certain companies or boycotting certain companies financially, but the reality is if we reach out to them, they might notice that even more than they notice like what one person is spending or not spending. Especially if we share that word with other people around us and encourage them to also check something out.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's how we do it. I'm just reading it's in the chat here. Someone posted a comment from their experience that I think is worth repeating. They said, I remember attending a Christmas party and they were honoring a very senior anthropologist who started when he was 17, graduated, and had a great career. This scientist, her husband got hired instead of her, and she spent 70 years working in the field without ever being paid or given a salary to do her work. She was always viewed as her husband's assistant. I just wanted to repeat that because I think that's such a striking example of this problem, and it happens. It's still happening today. For example, I used this example in last week's talk about humpback whales, of how researchers discovered that whales are singing a song. And that story is repeated so much and attributed to a researcher named Roger Payne. And what's always forgotten when people repeat that story is that it was his wife who had a background in music and recognized that when he was playing the whale song in their house, she recognized it as being a song. And she's the one who said, that is a song, and showed him how it constituted song. But her name is always left out of the story. And I think that's, it's important to acknowledge those women for their contributions.
How did you find out about her involvement?
A woman who volunteers in our research office told me about it. We had attended an event together that was all about the anniversary of the recording of the whale song, and she pulled me aside and she said, "Did you know it was actually his wife who helped him out with this?" And she's a real feminist herself. And I looked it up, and I did find that it was true that his wife had a big part in that. But there is some credit given to her, because I was able to find that. But oftentimes when people repeat the story, it's chalked up to him and his success.
The next two questions are about the slide where you showed how women's income often drops after the birth of their first child. So there are two different questions, so I will ask them separately this time. The first one, do you think that drop off for women is because of the lack of maternal leave? And was that data only from the US? Is it possible it will be different in countries that have more supportive parental leave laws?
Yes, that's right. That is from the USA. And I don't think there's like a one-to-one explanation for that trend that we saw. I think it's a few different things kind of coming together. And another commenter said, is it possibly that women may switch to part-time work after having children? That could certainly be part of it. I think it's a lot of things that come together. So when women have children, they're often publishing less during that period. I took a career hit after having my child, for example. I couldn't do field work for the latter half of my pregnancy because it just wasn't safe to do so after a certain stage. And I had fewer publications for probably 2 years after giving birth, just because I wasn't devoted to work around the clock the way that I was prior to having a child. I didn't present this statistic, but in one of the reports that looked at the impact of the COVID pandemic, they asked male and female scientists how many hours they were working each week before and during the pandemic. And the average number of hours worked per week by a researcher is 60 or more hours. It's not a small commitment of time. And the report showed that 30% of the parents couldn't keep that level of work up during the pandemic, and they cut back to 42 hours. 30% of women cut back to only 42 hours during the pandemic of work. And so if you're doing less work like that, you have more childcare responsibilities, more responsibility at home, you have less time to spend on your research. And so that means you might miss a grant cycle. You might not get grant funding in a certain year if you're out on maternity leave, or if you're just otherwise occupied with raising a child. And if you don't have grant funding, you might not have money to support your team. You might not have money to support publishing costs, for example, or you may not get your paper written in as quick of a time period as you would previously. So I think these things all compound and build off of one another. And publishing and grant money, income, those are often metrics by which companies measure your success. And so those very metric-oriented jobs, like at universities, for example, if you're on the tenure track, you just have to hit certain metrics in a certain time period, or you don't get a job. And so that's the impact that we see there. It's not any one thing in particular, it's everything all at once.
On a similar note to that, I think someone had posted that she has a daughter. I should say they, I'm not sure if it's he or she. They have a daughter with a PhD in molecular biology from Princeton, just had her first baby last year in California. Her company paid for 5 months of leave after birth and is now paying for at least 1 year of childcare. She's a senior scientist and team leader at her firm, which that is pretty incredible.
That is amazing. Yeah, we need more of those stories. Yeah, that's fantastic. And I'm glad that people are sharing their stories and talking about their experiences so that students who are coming up through this field understand what's normal and what they should expect from their employer, and they know what to advocate for and what to ask for.
Next question. So we have had a few comments in the Q&A as well. The question from Michelle is, I noticed that girls in grammar school will say, I can't do math. How can we get them out of that mindset?
Yeah, it's so interesting, this math phenomenon for young girls. And I mentioned in my slide that sometimes this comes from the teacher, where the teacher has their own insecurities or anxieties about math and can inadvertently pass that on to their students. So I think empowering our teachers is a great solution there, making sure that they're feeling confident with the subject matter and that they're aware of this issue so that they don't inadvertently pass on some math anxiety to their female students. And for parents or tutors, the same thing, really, just providing support and not treating them as different. So if we as mothers, for example, say, oh, you probably won't need to learn math when you're older, or a lot of us have probably heard that, or, oh, I don't really understand that myself. We're inadvertently passing on some gender bias to our children. So I think being aware of the issue is the biggest thing towards addressing it and not passing on that unconscious bias.
We also had a couple. Sorry, go ahead, Stephanie.
There used to be, I think in the 80s, a Barbie doll that said something like, math is really hard, if you pulled a string on her back. And this became so controversial, and the company, I think, pulled it from the shelves after some pushback. But it's an example of, you know, how we learn these things at such a young age.
I remember that story, and I'm glad to hear that the company did pull the doll. That question about the math generated a lot of comments. So one person said, as a retired middle school teacher, they are shocked by this data and thinks that this presentation should be viewed by every teacher in the US and principal. Another guest, NN, says that seeing other women doing math, like a female math teacher who's respected and passionate about the subject, can be really helpful. Offering constant support. So when someone says, I can't do math, saying, what do you need help with? Do you need to come to extra help? Do you need more time? And Shannon says that her husband's an elementary math school teacher, and he will have the kids change their language to say, if they say, I can't do that math problem, he has them repeat, I can't do that math problem yet.
Oh, that's such a great answer. I love that. Yeah.
So
I'm on a trip right now with my daughter, and when we were at the airport, she was looking around and seeing all of the airplane pilots, and the majority of them were men. And she's 5 years old, and she said to me, oh, only men can be airplane pilots. So it's so true that representation is important, and we need to see role models. It happens at such a young age that these attitudes can become formed. And when we did see a female pilot at the airport, I made a point of pointing it out to her and saying, look, there's a female pilot. Women can be pilots too. If you want to do that, you can. And her face just lit up. I could see that was important for her to see.
Yeah, I guess it's not the same just telling them, oh, yes, women can. It's not actually seeing that in real life makes much more of an impact.
Exactly. That's right. I think a lot of female scientists talk about watching the X-Files and seeing Dana Scully as one of their examples of women in a STEM career.
Carolyn also has a question, again, a California question. Apparently California is a great place to live, but the cost of living is higher too. In your charts, do the salaries vary depending on the state the lab is in? She mentions that California salaries are often higher, especially their benefits are often higher too.
That's true. Yeah, those were median numbers for the United States pooled, but you're absolutely right that it depends on the institution you work for. You know, some people work for NGOs, some work for universities, some work for private industry, and also depends on which field in science that you're working in. Some fields in science, like the more technological ones, can pull in huge amounts of grant money and therefore afford to pay their people a bit more. So yeah, there's definitely quite a bit of variation in what researchers make. But the overall trend is what we wanted to focus on about male starting salaries versus females. And it is valid point that men are sometimes drawn to certain fields of science more than women are. And that might be affecting the starting salaries that I presented as well. But overall, you know, we want to be mindful of not having bias with salary offers.
And since you'd mentioned that the field really matters, I am going to jump to a question. Someone had asked, are there charts where things are broken down by field? So you can see the gender breakdown or salary breakdown for biological, physical, chemical, or even like engineering fields.
Yeah, you can do that using the source data that I used. Let me go back to that slide. So those graphs, the pink and blue bars, those graphs that I shared, that's from the National Science Foundation's National Center for Science and Engineering Statistics. And they produce an annual report with all the raw data presented. And I just took that raw data to create those graphs. But you're welcome to go to their website. Give me a minute, I'll pull it up and post it in the chat, and view their report, you know, dive a little deeper into it by subject matter, or you know, by whatever metric is important to you to look at.
Okay. Yeah, if you could post that link in the chat, that would be great. Couple more comments. Someone mentions that the bias is also cultural. As a Latin American scientist, that bias comes into play a whole lot, and also requires like a change to the language to make girls realize they can do this too. I also wanted to call out one of the comments posted in Spanish in the Q&A. I'm going to do a rough translation of it because I'm not fluent, but I think I have the general gist. They say in some countries, there doesn't exist a position of investigator, or those positions are very limited. So that means that professionals have to dedicate themselves not just to doing research, but also to educating half the time. Mm-hmm. And so it can be difficult to continue doing research and publishing. And so that means that if you're also trying to raise a family, that means your research and helping students and being part of your family and tending to them also occupies your time. So it's a lot. And I think in the States, that's true as well for professors, especially I'm guessing for entry-level assistant professors or people who are still getting onto that tenure track. They really do have to spend a lot of their time teaching. Is that correct?
Yes. In my position at an NGO, we don't do teaching, formal teaching. So I spend more of my time doing research. And yes, if you're working at a university, typically your time is split between research and administrative work and teaching load. And the teaching load varies depending on what type of job you have, where you are in the tenure track, and also what type of university it is, because universities, even within the same country, often have variations in what they require their professors to do. Can be as little as a 2-week commitment or as much as teaching full-time all year round. And you're absolutely right that this varies quite a bit by country and with culture as well. Pacific Well Foundation does have a branch in Ecuador, and I was just there last month visiting the Ecuador team, and we spent a lot of time talking about this because the culture there is so different, like you're saying, a very macho type of culture, and I think that they are fighting against struggles that we don't necessarily think about in North America. So I have great respect for people who are working in Latin American countries, or in countries where they are expected to do the full burden of housework and childcare, as well as maintain a career, whether that's cultural from your country or just in your household. For people who are doing an unequal burden of housework and child work, I really see you and feel for you. You're fighting an uphill battle.
Thank you for bringing that up. So we have 2 minutes left. I'm going to get to one more question I think we have time for. NN saw a great exhibit at a museum that had things for children to do at child height. And at the adult height, there were questions parents could ask their kids to engage them, like, why do you think this feather falls slower than this ball? Are there other activities that we can do with children in our lives to encourage this kind of curiosity?
Oh, yeah, I love that. Yeah, well, Pacific Well Foundation has a education program that focuses on young children and stimulating their scientific curiosity and encouraging them to become environmental stewards. So if you visit our website, we have some educational resources that are available for people. We have different activities that you can do. I'm guessing that CIRC has something similar on their website as well. So if you search online, you can often find these type of activities and what you can do. Really, for me, with my child, my focus is just getting out in nature and being curious and exploring, saying, what animal is this? What do you think it does? Why do you think it has wings? And just sparking that bit of curiosity, because children naturally have it and want to explore and want to learn. And I think we just have to do what we can to support and nurture that aspect.
We have 1 minute left, and a question just came in from a very early career scientist, so I want to try and get to it. Her name is Taryn. Taryn just finished up a bachelor's in marine science and is aware of how competitive the field is and how difficult it is for new graduates to find jobs. The female professors at their university emphasize additional issues they have to navigate in getting a seat at the table. How can women beginning their career in science give themselves the best chance? Do you have any advice for Taryn?
Yeah, very good question. And I wish I had the perfect answer for you. I really only know my own experience and what has worked for me. So I would encourage you to be tenacious and to stick with it, even if you are at the receiving end of a lot of rejection, because most of us do get rejected from jobs or papers that we're trying to publish, grants that we're seeking. Rejection is okay, and we should normalize that. I would encourage you to read up on imposter syndrome and on unconscious bias and be aware of these things. We talked a bit about reference letters and the gender bias in who's writing a reference letter. I didn't get into this, but there's also evidence that shows female applicants use different language in their application materials. So females, for example, have a tendency to downplay their accomplishments and to be more humble, whereas males tend to brag a bit more about their accomplishments. And you need to sell yourself if you're looking for a job. So without lying or exaggerating, be mindful of your confidence and the language that you're using. And if someone could review your material and look for that type of gender bias, that would be really helpful for you. Women, for example, tend to talk about their accomplishments as a group. I was part of a team that worked on this project, or we as a group published this paper. Whereas men will use I language. They'll say, I made this success happen, or I was responsible for this work. So really own your accomplishments, without lying or exaggerating, but own your accomplishments where they are, and do your best to upskill and become a competitive applicant, because it is a very tough and competitive field out there. If you want to email me, I'm happy to chat a bit more about that as well.
Stephanie, thank you so very, very much. Sarah Wade, my counterpart, mentioned she especially loved how you pointed out that failure is okay, rejection is okay. And I think as someone who's been in the field for quite a long time, you're probably used to failing quite often, and it is a normal part of the process.
Yeah, and I think we need to share those stories and normalize it. I have had a variety of different jobs leading up to where I am now, but there were times when I really struggled to find something in my field, or find something that challenged me or gave me the opportunity that I was looking for. And even now, I don't always get the grants that I'm applying for. I don't always get my papers accepted that I'm trying to publish. This is totally normal and part of the process.
Well, thank you again for being here tonight. Also, huge thank you to Karen and our Spanish translation team. Thank you to the Brit companies for sponsoring these translations. And thank you again to our Directors Circle volunteers for all your work organizing this series and recruiting speakers like Stephanie. Stephanie, we're very happy you were able to come to us 2 weeks in a row. So a recording will be in your inboxes to all those who signed up, those here and those absent, within a week. And we'll try to include some links to some of Stephanie's references so you can see some of the source data. And next week, we're having a lecture on Maryland's native bees. Sorry, next month, August 16th, we're having a lecture on Maryland's native bees. We hope you can join us again on the third Tuesday of each month at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we'll look forward to seeing hopefully a lot of you again in August, and have a great evening and a great rest of the summer. Good night, everyone.